Jeanne de Salzmann lived from 1889 to 1990, was a prominent figure in the Gurdjieff work, dedicating her life to preserving and transmitting G.I. Gurdjieff's teachings. Born in France and raised in Switzerland, she began her career as a conservatory, trained pianist, and later became a student of Émile Jacques Delacroix, teaching dance and rhythmic movements. In 1919, de Salzmann met Gurdjieff and became his closest pupil, working with him for nearly 30 years until his death in 1949. After Gurdjieff's passing, she took on the responsibility of leading the work, fulfilling this role with remarkable intelligence and force until her own death at the age of 101. De Salzmann's contribution to the Gurdjieff work were significant and far-reaching. Number one, she guided the establishment of the Gurdjieff Foundations in Paris, London, New York, and Caracas. Two, she was responsible for publishing Gurdjieff's books and preserving his movements. Three, she played a major role in the production of the films Meeting with Remarkable Men, directed by Peter Brook. She brought many pupils to new levels of understanding in the work. Throughout her life, de Salzmann emphasized the importance of inner vision and the need for conscious evolution and transformation of human beings. Her dedication to preserving the essence of Gurdjieff's teachings ensured their continuity and spread throughout the world. Salzmann's book, entitled The Reality of Being, contains a chapter, I Must Live the Lack of Relation, which I'll now share. In working in the quiet, we can have the sensation that there is a real presence in us, something that is here that really exists. It is here all the time, even though we are not in touch with it. We do not have the attention that is required. For there to be contact with this presence, our attention must have the same subtle quality, and it must be active, not the passive attention that we have for our ordinary life. In my usual state, there is no contact because whenever I manifest, my attention is taken by my functioning. The energy is chaotically and blindly taken. I know not for what. There is nobody here to know how my force is manifested. His presence in me cannot manifest. It has no specific properties in itself, no material with which it could manifest. It is not educated. This presence is like a newborn child who does not know how to walk, to eat, or to do anything by himself. It needs to grow by receiving impressions that are deposited in new places in me. Without impressions of this presence, I will never feel a need to return to it, and it will never have its own life or be able to manifest. So first, I must really search to experience this presence in myself and not go away, not forget all the time. When all my force is taken outside, the relation is cut, as if it did not exist. I need a capacity that I do not yet know, an attention of a new kind, without which I will never be related. In order to feel the need for this presence, I have to see again and again how I am taken in one or another part of myself and that my centers are not related. I must understand how they could be related and how the relation comes about. It cannot be forced. I need to understand their different lives, their different needs. Each center has a different attention whose forces and duration depend on the material they have received. The part that has received more material will have more attention. The non-existent relation between the centers is the most important thing to live. Must not be satisfied with the brief moments when some relation is possible, but actually live the lack, live the incapacity and the resistance. And I say today that my body and my feeling are as touched by the work as my thought is. I am interested by ideas and that my body does not live and in front of which my feeling is indifferent. I wish for a change of being, a change in the state of my presence. The thought can easily change, but not the body or the feeling. Yet, as Gurdjieff said, the power of transformation is not in the thought, it is in the body and the feeling. And our body and feeling experience no demand so long as they are contented. They live only in the present moment, and their memory is short. Until now, the greatest part of our wish, of our efforts, has come from thought. The thought wishes to obtain, to change something, but what has to change is the state of the feeling. The wish must come from the feeling, and the power to do, the capacity must come from the body. With my thought, I remember that I wish to be present. My thought has concluded that this would be useful and necessary for all the centers, that I should do everything that I can to interest and convince the other centers. But it must be understood that the greatest part of our I is not interested in self-remembering. The other centers do not even suspect the existence of thought, of a wish to work in this direction. It is therefore necessary to try to put them into contact with this desire. If they feel a wish to go in this direction, half of the work will have been accomplished. Thanks for watching and listening. I'm Mark Roach, wishing you all the best.